guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm really excited for the beginning of a new series that I am doing. I've previously done this series pretty much this time last year. I think it was finishing this time last year, and I was actually in Melbourne, so serendipitous, not really. Alright, I'm all smiles now, but as soon as I sort of get a couple of weeks in, I reckon I'm going to be struggling, but I'm not going to set myself up to have that mindset. So what am I talking about? You probably already know because I've been talking about it on Instagram, but it is a diet series. Okay, so I haven't dieted or been in a deficit intentionally for almost 24 weeks, maybe a bit longer. So I pretty much my entire sort of dieting career, do we call it a career? Whatever. I haven't spent significant chunks at maintenance calories. It's either been in a deficit or in a surplus, or not even tracking and just eating whatever the F I want and really kind of messing myself up. Hence the weight regain. So this time I have been super conscious and on top of eating at maintenance and spending a decent chunk of time on maintenance calories so that my body can feel comfortable and safe and sort of reset in a way. I've just wanted to be really consistent and really work through some of the food relationship issues I was having and struggles with just sticking to maintenance calories and not being on either end of the spectrum, whether it's sort of dieting or just eating whatever I felt like I couldn't have when I was dieting. So this dieting approach is going to be a little bit different to how I've previously done it. Usually I do like longer extended dieting phases where it's like minimum 12 weeks and I just sort of push and push and push, and I might take some diet breaks here and there, but I'm doing it a bit differently this time. It's going to be a 6-week dieting phase, potential to extend it by a couple of weeks, but I don't want to be doing anything really long term because I feel like personally for me, that feeling of being too restricted just doesn't work for me. It's taken me years of doing different kinds of diets to sort of figure out what I think will work, and that's always changing. So some people might do really well doing a longer period, less aggressive diet deficit, and someone might be better doing a short and sharp one. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Soph. I am a fitness trainer, a PT, qualified coach. I have my Train with Soph business, and I'm really excited to be doing this dieting series where every single week I'm going to be doing essentially a weekly vlog and a check-in. So last time I did this where I would go through my spreadsheet, my data and my stats and just kind of talk about what any wins were, any struggles, how I overcame them, if I've been dropping, if it's all been going to plan, and yeah, how just what the plan sort of is. I'm going to try and film a little bit more BTS and take you through particularly times when, I don't know, maybe when I'm struggling and how I overcome that or how I fall into that, and just how this process is going to look for me. I'm also going to be doing daily vlogs on my Instagram and on my TikTok, both have the same username, and trying to basically involve you guys as much as possible. I wasn't sure if I wanted to share it all because I feel like that was just an added layer of pressure, but I think it would be really valuable to a lot of people out there to see how I do this, and it's an opportunity for me to share my thoughts and feelings around deficits and doing it in a as healthy way as possible. So I put up on Instagram a few question box to see if anyone had any questions. So I just want to run through those, run through what my current goals are with this deficit, what I hope to achieve, what my calories and macros are going to be like, the setup, I suppose the strategy around it all, and then just take you on a food shop and show you what I'm going to be eating. So let's just start with the setup. As I said, it is going to be a shorter dieting period. Usually when you do a shorter dieting period, you do go a bit more aggressive with the calories because you don't have the length of time to achieve the same amount if you're going less aggressive with the deficit, if that makes sense. So say I was doing like a 12+ week calorie deficit, I could go a bit less aggressive because over time that's going to add up. Whereas if you're doing a short and sharp period, you've only got a certain amount of time to lose the goal weight, so you do need to go a little bit more aggressive with the calories. I don't necessarily have a goal weight in mind. I am just hoping to lose 0.5 to 1 kilo a week, which is quite aggressive. I think I've got that weight to come off considering I've gained basically 10 kilos above where I comfortably like to sit. So I'm not aiming to lose 10 kilos, that's just too aggressive. The period is going to be, as I said, 6 weeks, so yeah, I think 0.5 to 1 kilo per week is going to be pretty good. So maybe like 3 to 4 kilos, we'll just really just see how it goes. I don't want to get too caught up on those numbers and achieving those numbers. It's more about how I feel and look and feel in my skin and my mind, because I just want to feel like I can do this, like I can achieve this, because previously my mindset towards dieting has been very like, oh, this is painful, I don't want to do this, but I do want the results, and it hasn't been coming from a health oriented place. It's just been coming from like feeling crap about myself. So I've done a lot of work in the last 6 months to really feel comfortable in my skin at every stage, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that comfortable here, which is part of the reason I'm dieting, but I have really accepted where my body's needed to be right now in order to heal hormonally, gut health, mindset, everything. So I've actually got a shoot that's coming up sort of in the next few months, and I really would love to be just a little bit leaner, not like crazy shredded or anything like that, just a bit leaner so I'm feeling comfortable behind the camera in my activewear. And yeah, that's the goal. So in order to achieve that, I am going to be dropping down to 1400 calories, and I just want to specify the calories that I follow are not the calories that you should follow in order to achieve weight loss. My calories are based on my metabolic rate, my activity level, my training, my age, my weight, like all of those factors play into this. Also my history, the fact that I've been maintaining on around like 1900 calories, which is pretty low, but like guys, I'm in my 30s now, your metabolism slows down, things do change, and sometimes you do have to go a little bit more aggressive. To be honest, like it's a pretty standard caloric deficit to sit on. It's not something I can just dictate and choose and be like, you know what, I'd really like to lose weight on 1900 calories. Like who wouldn't? But I wouldn't lose weight. Like I'm currently maintaining on that. So I really don't want to get like any hate from people being like,
that's so aggressive, like why are you doing that, so bad for you?
It's literally science. Like you have to go into a deficit to lose weight. That is a deficit for me. So we'll see how my body responds on those calories. I've just got my little spreadsheet here on my computer with my macros to share with you. So my goal protein is 130 grams, my goal carbs are 130 grams, and my goal fats are 40 grams, which is a little bit lower than I typically like to go for fats, but it's still within my minimum targets. My fiber around 20 to 30 grams. So what I'm going to be tracking as part of this diet is I'm going to be weighing in every single day. I'm going to be tracking my sleep, so total hours and the quality of sleep, my calories, my macros, my daily steps, my mood, and whether I'm training, plus my period. So all these things really factor into the data that we get, and we see like, okay, are we on track? Okay, maybe we didn't lose as much weight this week. What's going on? Was your sleep off? Was your stress high? Are you about to get your period? These things are going to factor into ensuring that we're on track. And also, was I adherent? That's a very big one. Okay, now that we've run through my calories, my macros, and my setup, my goals, I'm just going to go through some of the questions I've got on Instagram. I just put up the question a little bit ago, but there's a few that have come in, and there's some really good ones that I did want to touch on in this vlog anyway. One of the good ones is any specific foods you'll be staying away from. So I'm really glad that this came up. It's really important for me to show you guys that when you diet, there aren't drastic changes from when you maintain or when you build, or how you sort of live your life day to day. And I think that's where people tend to stuff up a bit, because they go from living their normal life to making all these changes when they diet that they wouldn't usually do. And then, you know, examples might be like cutting out carbs, not going out for meals, stop drinking alcohol, removing all their favorite foods. And then when they finish the diet, that's going to sort of open the floodgates, and you'll be like, oh my God, I've been stopping myself from all these things that I love. You haven't actually changed the habit of loving those things. You've just been determined and stopped eating them. And then when you stop the diet, more often than not, you're going to see people reverting back to the habits that made them be the weight that they were before they dieted in the first place. instead of thinking about what are you cutting out, think about what swaps are you making. For instance, I eat potatoes every single day. I love baking potatoes. I love chips. They're just delicious. Instead of using the white potatoes that I usually use, I'm going to swap them for charisma potatoes that are 25% less carbs, taste exactly the same. That's just a hack so that I'm still eating the same foods, carbs, potatoes, something that I love, can have it every single day. It's just going to be changing the caloric value. So I'm not going to lie and say that that's easy, because I mean, I say it all the time, you can still eat the foods you love, but obviously you have a calorie goal to stick to, so you will have to eat a smaller quantity of those things. But yeah, so I'm not going to be making any changes in terms of the food I'm already eating. It's more just swaps for higher volume foods, less calories. Will you be in a deficit every day? Yes, unless I'm really struggling and need to take a maintenance day, if my recovery is really bad, if I have my period and I really feel like I would likely overeat versus taking a planned maintenance day and just eating more food. Doesn't necessarily have to be up at my 2000 calorie mark. It could be just like an extra 300 calories, because that's how much extra you burn anyway when you've got your period. Will you be drinking alcohol? I don't actually drink alcohol. I might have, like when I was in Sydney, I had a few cocktails and stuff. But yeah, it's very rare. That's literally the second time I've drunk this year. I'm just not a big drinker. It doesn't make me feel good. It's not good for my gut. So no. If I was a drinker, like I said, you can include the things that you love, but in smaller quantities. Alcohol is essentially a toxin in the body. So when you drink alcohol, the body prioritizes eliminating the alcohol over anything else. So even if you're in a deficit, yes, you'll be losing weight, but its priority is eliminating the alcohol and then thinking about burning the rest of the energy that's in there. How do you weigh or record your food? Is it raw or cooked? So confused. I always do everything raw, because when things cook, they expand and weigh more. In MyFitnessPal, you can add in like cooked chicken breast versus raw. But in terms of accuracy, I just like data. I like being accurate, so I weigh everything raw because it eliminates any sort of heat expansion, incorrect data entry. Will your workout style change during a cut compared to a bulk? No, it won't. So when we need to consider our training isn't what makes us lose weight. So try and separate the two. Nutrition, it's pretty much all nutrition. Training is just something we do to build lean muscle, build shape, change the shape of our body. And nutrition is what dictates whether we are gaining or losing weight. So my training's not going to change. I might increase my daily steps a bit and maybe do some like walking on the treadmill after my training session, but that'll be included in my daily steps. It's just to get me moving more, because I am very sedentary. Sitting down to film this, sitting down to work on my laptop all the time. How will you maintain a healthy relationship with food while aggressively dieting? I've gone more aggressive than this. I wouldn't consider this too aggressive, to be honest. How much? It's 600 calorie deficit compared to what I'm usually eating, plus it's short term. If it was a long term one going this aggressive, then I would be concerned. And all the work I've done, I'm really just going to be mindful of how I'm tracking. It's not just because I've decided to diet now and I've decided to diet for 6 weeks. If I feel myself developing any negative habits or slipping into mindsets I've previously had, I'm just going to be really honest with myself and be like, you know what, this is too aggressive. Let's go less aggressive, or let's have a break, or let's like not do the diet. Like, I'm not so obsessed with losing weight that I'm going to let it compromise my mental health and all the work that I've done for the last 6 months. What to do when you're hungry all the time during a cut? I hope I'm not hungry all the time. If you're hungry all the time, it's potentially too aggressive, potentially been going on for too long. Hunger, unfortunately, is a part of dieting. I think as a society, as a culture, with, you know, anti sort of diet culture people having this conversation more, it's potentially been misconstrued as a really negative thing to be hungry. And I'm not promoting starvation or hunger or aggressive diets or anything like that. I'm just saying hunger is a natural part of being a human. When we're hungry, it's a cue that our body is telling us, and we then eat. You just need to sort of work on understanding that that is part of dieting, or when we decide it's right to start maintaining again, or just when I finish the diet. The plan is to just go back to maintenance calories, do a bit of a reverse diet. I will take you guys through that because it'll be at the end of the diet if we get there. So there are all the questions I'm going to go through now. I don't want this to be like super long, but I just wanted to sort of introduce you guys to my what and my why. And then something else I thought I could chat to you about is, obviously I'm going to show you like full days of eating and stuff, but ahead of going to the supermarket and buying my ingredients, the things I've been thinking about are like, what meals do I want to be having? So right now I am having 3 meals a day on the 2000 calories, and I'm going to maintain that in the diet. So I'm not, like I said, making heaps of changes. The meals obviously will be around like 450, 400 calories per meal. And then if I'm feeling quite hungry, I can sort of add a snack, like a piece of fruit or something like that. If I'm feeling like I really am craving sugar or like chocolate, I can have my Lindt. I'll still have my oats for breakfast, or I might have like some eggs, egg scramble and vegetables, or even my beef mince and vegetables. That's something that I actually quite enjoy having for breakfast. Not everyone feels that. And then lunch will probably be like veg and rice, or like some chicken, or some beef mince, or some prawns, some fish. It could be a wrap. I made the best wrap yesterday. Oh my god, I'm gonna have that again today. It was so good. It was like egg white and lactose-free cheese. First time trying that. I think actually felt alright afterwards. Avocado, chicken, bacon, salad, cucumber, tomatoes. Did I say avocado? Yeah, I don't know. It was so good. You guys should definitely try it. And then dinners will be the same, like the charisma potatoes, maybe a lean cut of steak, some fish, something like that. So literally it's how I eat now. The only difference is quantity. Like there's just going to be a smaller quantity of those things. So that's kind of the idea. I'm going to keep updating you guys every single week, and if you have any questions, let me know. And also I hope this is, you know, motivating you guys to sort of be a bit more mindful about how you choose to diet. This is sort of the Train with Soph way, so my girls know that we focus on like lifestyle, sustainability. Obviously being in a deficit isn't sustainable long term, but doing it in a way that isn't so far removed from how you like to live your life, and you really get to define what that is to you. So yeah, I'm gonna take you guys food shopping now, and then we can come back and say farewell. All right, I'm just about to head to the supermarket. Whoa, that's on. I'm literally obsessed with neutrals, RN. Always, actually. So I actually haven't written a list this time, which is weird. But I know what I'm gonna get, so come to the shops with me for the deficit shopping food haul. That was silly because I forgot to film. I'm filming on TikTok as well, like I'm doing daily vlogs on TikTok of this diet. So I remembered to pull out my phone and film, I don't know, a bit of like shopping, and then I forgot to bring out my camera for YouTube. Honestly, my mind is already scattered. I haven't even started this diet. It's just only gonna get worse. That was, I'm not gonna lie, not the most successful shopping expedition. I went to the original supermarket I was going to, and then I realized they don't have charisma potatoes. So I came to another one, and then I didn't have coins for the trolley, so I had to carry everything in my like little basket. It's just, it didn't make for the easiest filming. And then I had to go to another supermarket because they didn't have everything I needed, and then I forgot chicken. Off to a banging start. So I have it all next to me here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna pump my Billie Eilish to get me into a good mood. Okay guys, that was it for the pre-diet diet series episode 1. Next week I'm going to be coming to you with probably a bit of food, a bit of training, checking in on my mental and physical state and how I've been feeling. The first sort of few days of dieting is usually pretty rough because you go from having, you know, your maintenance food to a lot less than you're used to, and you can get a bit of like brain fog, really tired, really kind of low energy. So I am anticipating that. I'm also a week out from getting my period, so that's usually, it's like great timing, but I do have a bit of a deadline with this, kind of pushed it back as late as I can. So yeah, looking forward to taking you guys through this diet series again, and I'll see you again next week. Please make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Yeah, let's do this diet. Mwah.